tradition as much as adaptation, so we can drive innovation. Here, we work in collaboration, with intelligence and ambition to make a contribution to the world. That's why we demonstrate excellence and expertise, whether in art, agriculture, architecture, sport, construction, éducation, science, or cuisine. Because yes, we're gourmet too. We don't just eat poutine, and we don't just play hockey. We have thousands of passion and aspiration. There are millions of us, équitables and capables of inclusion, création, patience, performance, and invention. Our différences make our culture unique. So we know immigration opens our horizon, and strong relations ensure our evolution. This message is an invitation. Québec will change your perception and leave a lasting impression. Speaking French is no obstacle. Take our word for it. You already knew 50 of them without even knowing it. Isn't that a nice surprise?
Good morning. How's everyone doing out there? Yeah, raise it up. All right. Thank you for coming here with your coffees. Very important. So it is my pleasure today to introduce this wonderful keynote presentation. My name's Alex Mallett. I'm the Director of Development and Partnerships at Folk Alliance. So we're so thrilled about this. I'm going to just introduce our speakers really quickly, and then I'm going to let them take the stages and speak for themselves. So SaulPaul has been blazing music festival stages for over a decade. He began his career, I heard that woo, yeah. He began his career as a performing artist who expanded his repertoire into producer and songwriter by collaborating with several Grammy Award winning and chart-topping artists like SaulPaul Stuckey, who gave a wonderful keynote this week, Gangsta Grass, and also today's Lucy Kalantari, Joni Leeds, and more. Last fall, he stunned during his Americana Fest performance, which led to other festival performance invites, including Kerrville Folk Festival this summer. He's received 1 Grammy nomination as a producer, 2 as an artist, and has presented 3 TEDx talks. Lucy Kalantari is an artist, composer, producer, and engineer with 2 Grammy Awards, 1 Latin Grammy nomination, and a growing list of accolades for her excellence in songwriting. She has worked with Grammy-nominated and winning artists like Joni Leeds, 123 Andres, Flor Bromley, SaulPaul, Uncle Jimbo, Andrew and Polly, I might mess up the pronunciation here, Fuchs, among others. Did I get it right? Yes! We're so thrilled to have this keynote interview this morning. One more note about Lucy, passionate about creating children's media that brings joy, inspires community, and highlights the power of resilience. Without further ado, let me bring up SaulPaul and Lucy Kalantari.
Hey, you guys. How's it going? You having fun? I hear this is day 5. Yeah? 6, 7. All the days. You've been here forever.
At this point, it's just a blur.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who was up till 2 o'clock? 3 o'clock? 4 o'clock?
Ooh.
Yeah.
She's never slept.
I could keep going. I know, I won't even ask who just stayed up. But thank you. I know sacrifices were made for you to be here. Give it up for yourselves. All right, we're going to dig into it. Lucy Kalantari is an amazing artist. You heard her bio. I don't know if it even does justice. She's amazing. Can't wait to do this deep dive into your psyche. And there will be some music involved as well?
There'll be music.
Okay, there will be music.
Yes.
All right, perfect. How about this? I'm going to throw you an alley-oop. This is an easy one.
All right.
What's a producer?
Oh, crap. We got to start. Did I have enough coffee? All right. So producer, the role of a producer has changed over the years, right? It started more as A&R, kind of what we know as A&R now. So artist discovery and kind of bringing them up and, kind of shaping them a bit. But the way I see it now and the work that I do, I wrote it down because I really liked the way I said this once, and I'm like, oh, can I memorize that? But I assist the artists to fulfill their musical vision for their recording. And so the producer will bring all of their tools at the disposal. So anything they play, if they're, if they're an engineer, if they're a mixer, if they're a beat maker, those things, whether or not you do them, do not make you a producer. It's about creating, arriving to the vision. You bring in the people who you need to make that vision real, and that's the goal. What I love about that goal is this: it doesn't matter whether or not you're exactly proficient at being like, oh, I shred the guitar. That's not what it's about. Can you be honest with this piece of music and bring the life to that song, what the artist wants to bring? That's what it's about.
Thank you. So what instrument are you proficient with?
I play piano and ukulele. And I have a confession to make.
Exclusive.
I'm here at the Folk Alliance Festival, and I'm going to tell you, I don't play guitar. I was ready to hear like, oh! Somebody passed out with like, but actually I just, my fingers are very small, so every time I started playing, I would get so discouraged, which is why I wound up playing ukulele. Because I was just like, I started seeing results right away. And so I just kept going. And so recently, I just got my first guitar. Thank you.
Classical or steel string?
It's, oh my gosh, what did I get? A little, Ed Sheeran uses it? See, I'm so great at this. But it's just it's a smaller body. And of course, with my years now playing the ukulele, I was a little bit more confident. So I'm like, oh, so I'm sticking with it. Yes.
Love it.
I recorded it recently for a Dora track. I compose music for Dora the Explorer. They're relaunching.
I was going to set you up because I was like, I don't know how well they know you. Like, if somebody's judgy, they might be like, what? She doesn't play guitar? But, and me, I brag on all my friends more than my friends brag on themselves. So, without you playing a guitar, you've still won 2 Grammy Awards.
Yes.
Yeah, my bad. Awards. I like it. My man's like, get it right. As well as I said nomination because just a few months ago, you were in Spain at the Latin Grammy Awards.
Ole.
Because you had a new project that was nominated.
Yes.
So, and now you're learning new instruments.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It never stops, right?
Lifelong learning.
We don't stop until we actually, you have that choice, right? While you're living and breathing, make it count. And absolutely, our brains just keep learning if we want it.
I'm going to get to our next question, but I want to paint the picture of what it is that you do. So you have these various awards and whatnot, but you just mentioned Dora the Explorer, Nickelodeon. But saying all of that, no one would it might not lead to the fact that you're also a jazz musician or in a jazz group. How does that work?
So my band, I have a band called Lucy Kalantari and the Jazz Cats. And as you heard in the intro, I focus on children's media. I really, really love doing this so much because I feel like I'm assisting, right, setting foundations for our future leaders. And I take that role very, very seriously, and yes, there's some silly stuff in there too, but it's like you're printing life lessons. And you have that opportunity to also guide parents, right? We get to guide parents through the journey of parenting so that they can raise these humans. So it's a pretty big role. And so everything we put out, and SaulPaul has put out fantastic children's music that's just like, his theme is Be the Change, and it's printed in everything he does on all of his music, and I hope you all check him out too.
Thank you. That's a good segue. So, you're a producer. You collaborate with other artists. You produce other artists, and you produce projects. So the question is, what does the beginning of an engagement, what does the beginning of a collaboration look like?
All right, so it starts with a phone call or a text message, right? So I thought for today, I really wanted to share, kind of follow through with a story with SaulPaul and I. Because I thought like our last collaboration was really fun. I really...
Much fun.
It's like, I mean, no, they're all fun, but like this one, the way it evolved over time, it was just really, really cool. So it started with a phone call.
Can I
remember
tell
that
the
phone call?
backstory? Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember the phone call. This was literally 4 days after the Grammys last year. I went to the Grammys. It was a great experience. And then I took a brief break, 4 days, and I was like, cool, time to make new music. And I knew that I wanted to make a folk album, a black folk music album. That's what the album's called, Black Folk Music. I was inspired by the life of Dr. King, and the first person I called was you. I was in Nashville, actually.
Wait, I was your first?
First
like,
call.
really? For this whole concept album? You're
whole
like, let me
concept
call
album.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
When you find people that you work with and you gel well with, there's no reason not to continually work with those people. You become a great friend, family friend. My wife prayed for us before we got on stage right now. She's got the hospital. So you're not just a collaborator, but also a friend, and I think that part is key. And so, yeah, I called you. I'm like, hey, I got this concept. And she asked me some questions, and I was like, it's folk. And she was like, bluegrass? You might like, I was like, no, folk. And she was like, okay. And you take it from there.
So it's like, I remember one of the things SaulPaul said on that call was just like, I want what you bring, which I thought was so interesting because it's just like, that means my reputation already preceded me. So I was just like, okay, what do I bring? I don't know. But I know you wanted bright, wanted sparkly, but hopeful. And that's one of the things that makes, I find, children's media especially, you know, we have to plant those seeds of hope. That hope is the stuff that keeps us going through the hard times. So you gotta make that foundation really strong. So he talked about how Martin Luther King Jr., what was it like when he was a kid, right? Remember that where you're just like, you know, this guy is gonna do like amazing big things. What was he like as a kid though, you know? Like, he wasn't that yet. And that right there got me. Not yet. And that's the thing. We are all on our way. We're on this journey. And there's like this version of us right now. And we're just going to keep going. So, vision. So all I kept thinking was the vision of me, the vision of you. Because we have a concept of what we are and what we want to be, right? In the kids' world, one might say, you know, what are you going to be when you grow up? But it's just like, what's the snapshot version of you that you see in your future? And so, should I play some demos?
Cool.
So,
the
all right.
funnest part for me as an artist when I collaborate with someone else is like when they go away and come back with something, because it was like, okay, cool, I downloaded my ideas, and she's like, okay, I'll be in contact. And then I got some text messages.
Yes, so
A&B
text
selection,
messages.
as they say in the black church.
Texting is funny. I love texting audio. It's just like, check out this excerpt, no matter what you're doing. So all I knew is this, like, okay, the vision of we in the future. And by the way, this another reason I wanted to use this as an example is also the concept of the song of this, that we're talking about, you know, developing ideas here, right? That's what this talk is about. So
Alchemy.
Yes. And so it's that vision. So I thought this was a very fitting song.
Okay, wait, they missed it. I'm sorry, did they not tell y'all what happens every time we say the word of the day? Y'all might be too young, but there used to be a gentleman, very stylish, named Pee Wee Herman, and there was a word of the day, and whenever you heard the word of the day, then everybody goes cray-cray, like to mix genres right there. So
should we try it out?
We should try it out.
Alchemy. Yes. Let's listen to the alchemy. It was fun. All right, so I'm going to start with, this is one version. I'm going to hit play back there. 'Cause I got a vision of me, I can see. You just gotta catch up with me, then you'll see it too, how far I'm going, how far I'll go. All right, that was cute. I kind of had a little bit of a thank you. I had a little bit of a, what did I say before? I was just like, oh, it's kind of Dua Lipa try to make it her way over here?
I know.
It's like, I don't know. And then I sent this. I've got a vision of me. You've got a vision of you. People see what they want to see. We got a vision of we.
Look at the crowd.
A vision of we.
Now, I want to share, I'll inject, I wanted to share before we even played it, see how they had naturally responded. It's not that one was better than the other, but kind of like, I look at when you produce music that you just decide what you want to wear, right? Like, what am I wearing today? And why am I wearing it? Like, I wore this hat on purpose because this is the Folk Alliance. Yeah, it's my hat, I own it. I just don't wear it all the time. I wear it some other place. And they're like, what up, cowboy? But my point is, I heard the first, and I was thinking I might not have even shared this. I'm like, not folky enough. Like, I'm black. That has too much beat. A bunch of white people. It's okay to laugh. That's what I'll be thinking anyway. And then, as soon as the other one started playing, like 2 seconds into it, like everybody just like became energized, and I was like, perfect. That'll be perfect. And
that's funny because what I got after that were so many, what are they called? Not memojis, the animated GIFs. So remember, this is all via text messages. So I had like 10 animated GIFs from SaulPaul. Each one involved dancing. There might have been SpongeBob in there too, dancing. And I was just like, okay, he's happy. So that was the one. And that was the one that you all felt too. That was the one that we're just like, okay.
Quick question. As accomplished as you are and as the career musician you are and producer, and you know you're dope, do you still feel uncomfortable when you share samples with other artists and people?
Yes. I'm totally subconscious. I mean, like, so they're like, that was a demo. That's like really quick. You hear my ukulele buzzing all over the place, and it's just like, whatever. I just put this little beat in the background. The idea was I needed to capture the sound, capture the idea as soon as possible. I don't care how dirty, how nasty, how sloppy it is. It's capture it, and that way you can come back to it. You could always develop, refine and all that, but you need to capture it because that stuff comes and goes. There's a lot of space in there. So, yeah, I'm totally vulnerable.
I love it. It's funny, even we both brought our journals up.
Yes.
Right, because journaling is so key because I have a journal because I might have a fleeting idea. I want to.
It's so important. Do you have like different books for different things? Because I do. Like I have like the journal. I love that it's just like, yep. I got my to-do list book, and then I have the journal book, and then you're ready for this one. I have a third one. This is more recent where it's like when I'm learning stuff, it's kind of like my learning book. So where it's just like I was studying jazz age women, Puerto Rican women. And so I'm like, there's so many people. And so I'm like, all right, let's do this. I got my learning book.
I love it. Okay, cool. So what's next? Like you have the demo, you have the artist intent. They shared what they want. You share with the artist about what you think will tighten the song delivery. Mm-hmm. Now what?
Right. Now you have to do the work. Now you have to follow through. That's the funny thing, right? You have this big idea and it could sit there in idea land. But now you actually have to make it happen. Because it does no good just being there in idea land. Now you have to actually roll up your sleeves and just start going. And so it's a little nerve-wracking. You know, I was talking to you about vulnerability. It's just like, okay, this is what's in my head, and I'm just going to make it happen. And that's the thing. There's you have to let it go. You have to trust. You have to trust the process. You have to trust that you're going to arrive. And that also means, you know, that's like the whole hit send and be like, you've done your part, right? And so it's all about following through. And, you know, no matter what, it's like you have to be ready to shift. You have to be ready to welcome good ideas and welcome bad ideas. Totally be okay with letting go. And so at that point, I start building out the track. So I'll develop, depending on what we're going to do with it, right? If we're going to have a live band, if it's going to be like VSTs or whatever, if it's going to be all digital, combination of both, I do a bed of sounds and things. And if I'm going to do a full drum kit, you know, I still have kind of like the demo version so that we build out the entire song. And then I hit send. And then I wait and see what happens.
And then I don't respond that quick, and then it's like question mark, like, is everything okay? I can send a different version if you'd like. And it's like, no, I was just in the studio.
It's really important to have other jobs and other work so you're not like just sitting by your phone and just like, you know, just sort of busy your hands and busy your mind doing other stuff, right? Go work on Dora.
Exactly. So we, so then you send, we write song, we go back and forth, we co-write, we edit lyrics, we get it where we want it.
Yeah.
So now it's done. Is the producer the mixer?
Ooh. Excellent question. So kind of going back to where we were before, how, you know, every producer brings a different set of skills, right? Rick Rubin, he doesn't mix. He doesn't work the board. He's like, but it's all in there. He knows how to direct it, right? Quincy Jones, amazing musician. He is not the mixer. So, however, sometimes I'm the mixer and sometimes I'm not. And in this case, I did mix. And one of the things that I really enjoyed personally about mixing was once I have kind of everything in its place, this is where I start having even more fun. Because then like, okay, the track is done. We know where it starts, where it ends. We got everything. We got our drums. We got our guitars. We got everything happening. Oh, now I could put some shine in it. This is where you could like start really polishing and adding some things, and not just for the sake of adding. It's just like, how can I embellish the sound? Again, the vision of we, right? This is about how do I elevate this message? It's highlighting the message. What can I do to make this magical? And so the vision I had of me, you know, just as a mixer in general, this was something I would struggle with when I had other mixers. It's just like I would get to this place where, yeah, this is cool, but I want to add more stuff. And like some mixers are okay with that. Other mixers are just like, it's just like more. But it's just like, but look, we can put this here. And that was the thing. It's like you're building, right? It's alchemy. Yes.
Let's see what that sounds like when it all comes together.
Yep. Let's. Okay. Here's the final, like the ending of Vision of We. This is what was released.
You're my friend and you're basically my relative. These are facts that It's just what it is. I got your back. Tell me what you need. As long as there's a you, there's a me, so let's dream.
I'ma lift you up whenever you're feeling down. I'm gonna cheer you on every step of the way.
Inside of us, there's so much. You don't have to try hard, don't need to huff and puff. Just let it be, let your light shine. Let the world see how you when you cry, 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 cry.
I've got a vision of me. You've got a vision of you.
People see what they wanna see. We got a vision,
A vision of we. Sing it down. Vision of we.
The drum major for righteousness himself said, when you march, you just gotta 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step.
I know where I'm headed, just not sure where to get it. I'll figure it out, little with it, I keep treading.
You trying to step, step, 2 step. You trying to step, step, 2 step.
We will be doing some impromptu alchemy in the lobby after this is over. She didn't bring the ukulele, but I do have my 6-string guitar. So if you'd like to join us for a sing-along, you should. In conclusion, let's state the obvious. Well, I won't state the obvious. Let me stick to I don't want to get in trouble. If I asked the question the way I heard it in my head, I could probably get in trouble. So let me see.
Oh, I want to hear what's in his head. Yeah.
Does anybody else have a filter in your head? Like, you just don't say what you think all the time? Yeah. That's how I made it this far and have yet to get canceled. I see some people, and I'm like, they don't have a good pop-up blocker.
Is it too early?
They just say it like, why did you say that out loud? Okay. Instead, I'm going to read this question. Let's talk about women in production roles.
2%. It's a very low number. But that's also shifting a lot, and I'm very excited about it. The year that I won my first Grammy it was very, very few women who walked out with the hardware that year. And so there was an article written on it, and I'm up there on this article, which I thought was pretty fun, but I was just like, that's not cool. And the year before that, I think that's when Emily Lazar, she's a mastering engineer, she won. And she started something called We Are Moving the Needle. And it's a wonderful organization that is focused on changing those numbers. They do it by giving scholarships and equipping young women and non-binary with audio tools so that they can start. A lot of the things they notice that guys, when they start their production careers, they already start equipped. They have more stuff than women do. And so they're like, don't know why, but let's change that. And so little by little, that's what was happening. I am a soundboard member. That means I'm a mentee. So I help the young women who get scholarships through their program. So I guide them through the program. I also speak on panels and help other women who are, aspiring engineers and producers. And this past Grammy, I actually went out to LA, and I got to witness awesome stuff. Catherine Marks, who's the producer for Boy Genius, I got to meet her, and Boy Genius won 3 awards that year. That was huge. Also, Laura Sisk, she works a lot with Jack Antonoff. Taylor Swift, what else? John Baptiste, and what's another one? Laura Del Rey. Did I say that right? Anyway, so things are shifting. And of course, what's our role in that? And one of the things is just SaulPaul reminded me, if you see her, you can be her, right? So I take that very, very seriously. I understand. I wish I could see I saw the women that I see now when I was younger. And also, you know, when you have those choices of hiring people to be on your team, if you can make that effort, I know sometimes, you know, you're trying to rush or something, or you have your thing, but yeah, invite more women into your team. And like, that also helps add flavor and diversify, and like, it brings your project to a different place because it's just different people, more people in it. So let's keep going and let's keep moving that needle.
As we conclude, thank you. As we conclude, two things. One, give it up for Lucy Kalantari.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to eat the mic.
Actually, three things. That was one. Two, Alchemy. And three, let's take a photo.
Oh my God.
We can't see you, like, so like.
Genius.
We're basically done. This is when you can leave and go to your next spot. I'm an artist, so like if the photo sucks, I can't post it. It'll be bad. Okay, y'all haven't caught that. That's a different workshop. Stop posting bad photos. I feel you, bro. Like, bro, feels it, right? Like, so what? Your show has 4 people. Why did you take a wide shot in 0.5? Like, get the 4 people in the shot and take a selfie, and then be like, it was lit. You can Google lit later. All right, cool. So y'all are too sparse is the point.
Workshop after
so
this.
If you want to join us in this photo, please stand up, line up, and like get close to us or bring it in a little bit. We're going to take us a selfie. We'll post it later. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with us. We do not take it for granted. Give it up for yourselves. There we go. Yeah. If you're anywhere near the aisle, you're in a great spot. Look at that. I'm loving it. Well, who is that? Yeah, we got the people. Is somebody behind the hat? I think I'm really good at this, people. I'm not blocking anybody. I know that, like, I'm only like in a, there we go. Let me switch it one time.
Oh. Oh. He is good at this.
I'm a real indie artist. All right, here we go. Love it. Thank y'all so much.